Stop everything. Forget your notifications. Clear your schedules. Because what you're about to hear isn't just news, it's an all-out scandal of epic proportions. King Harris, yes, the son of hip-hop royalty T, has just been attacked in jail after being sentenced, and the footage is absolute chaos. But here's the question everyone's asking. Was this random violence? Or a setup so meticulously planned that it reads like a Hollywood thriller? Did King really think being T's son gave him immunity from the streets and the law? All those flashy cars, wild parties, and viral flexes, they make him untouchable. Or just a target waiting for karma to strike? People are already calling it the most shocking downfall of the year, and the internet is losing its mind. Who did this? Why now? And more importantly, will King even survive the fallout? Or is this the final nail in the coffin of his short-lived reign as the street king? Strap in, because we're about to peel back every layer of this scandal, expose the chaos, and reveal the truths no one else will touch. This isn't just gossip. This is a story the whole world is watching unfold. You won't want to blink. King Harris, the son of hip-hop legend T, is no stranger to headlines, but nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared anyone for what just went down. This isn't just another celebrity mishap or a minor run-in with the law. This is the culmination of years of reckless decisions, privilege gone unchecked, and a lifestyle so ostentatious it practically screamed trouble is coming. From the moment King Harris hit the Oz social media spotlight, he was flaunting wealth, flaunting power, and flaunting a sense of invincibility that was equal parts audacious and, frankly, doomed. Private jets, designer threads, and a cavalcade of fast cars. King wasn't just living the high life. He was broadcasting it like an open invitation to chaos. But here's the thing. Living in a bubble of fame and fortune doesn't make you untouchable. It just makes your downfall more spectacular. And in King's case, spectacular is putting it mildly. Remember the reckless driving incidents? The near collisions with law enforcement vehicles? The public fights and viral altercations that had people shaking their heads? King Harris didn't just flirt with disaster. He dated it, married it, and somehow thought it would be polite enough not to bite back. And when he ended up with warrants, missed court dates, and a suspended license piling up behind him, everyone outside the bubble saw the ticking time bomb. But King, he kept revving the engine like it was a video game he couldn't lose. He was, in every sense of the word, a walking, talking headline waiting to happen. And then came the sentencing. This wasn't some minor slap on the wrist. It was a legal reckoning that finally forced reality into his curated digital kingdom of luxury. The court proceedings were a spectacle in themselves. Lawyers shuffled, cameras clicked, and King Harris maintained that eerie calm that made people wonder, was this composure or the start of resignation to a fate he could no longer control? And as soon as the gavel fell, the scene shifted from courtroom drama to pure chaos. Hours after the sentencing, reports began trickling in. King Harris had been attacked in jail. Not a scuffle, not a friendly warning, an actual brutal assault. And if the footage is to be believed, it was graphic, unrelenting, and something the internet had never seen before. Now, before anyone jumps to conclusions, let's rewind. King Harris didn't just stumble into this mess overnight. There were red flags littered throughout his life, like breadcrumbs leading directly to disaster. Flashy social media stunts, public feuds, and an aura of untouchability painted a target on his back. And while many were quick to blame the prison system or the inmates themselves, insiders whisper about jealousy, rivalry, and resentment that had been building long before King ever set foot in the facility. Some sources claim that his high-profile name made him a magnet for trouble. Others suggest it was simply the inevitable result of years of reckless living. And so, as King Harris sat in that cell, the world watched. The narrative was no longer about a young man with connections and privilege. It was about consequences, the real, inescapable kind. This wasn't a storyline from a music video or a tabloid rumor. This was happening in real time, and every clip, every screenshot, every whispered report added to the mounting tension. Who orchestrated the attack? Was it personal, targeted, or random? That, my friends, is where things get murky. Because in the world King Harris had built around himself, reality doesn't announce itself politely, it crashes in, uninvited, and leaves no one untouched. And here's where we pause for a moment, because part 2 will dive deeper into the scandal itself, leaked reports, anonymous sources, social media fallout, and the public frenzy that followed. But before we go there, keep in mind this isn't just a story of violence. It's a story of privilege, recklessness, and the fine line between living large and falling spectacularly. Part 2 is where the plot thickens, okay? And you'll start to see just how far-reaching King Harris's actions truly were. So now that we've seen how King Harris's reckless lifestyle set the stage for disaster, let's dig into the scandal itself, the murky details, the whispers behind closed doors, and the public uproar that followed. Because this isn't just about a prison attack. It's about a young man who made a life of privilege look dangerously like a blueprint for chaos. According to anonymous insiders within the prison system, the assault wasn't some random brawl. No, it was allegedly targeted, a message delivered in a way that no social media post could ever replicate. He was marked the moment he walked through those gates, one unnamed source reportedly said. And the timing. Hours after sentencing. Convenient or calculated? You decide, and then there's the social media fallout, which, if anything, has been even more explosive. Clips of King Harris' arrest and subsequent attacks spread like wildfire, racking up millions of views within hours. Fans and critics alike took to Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, crafting a digital narrative that was equal parts mockery, sympathy, and outrage. Hashtags like #KingHarrisDrama, #StreetJustice, and #TFamilyCrisis began trending. One fan even tweeted, "He lived for the flex. Now he's paying the price. Karma's a faster car than his Lambo." Meanwhile, other commenters insisted this was proof that privilege doesn't protect anyone. Even the son of a rap mogul. Leaked reports circulating through underground forums added fuel to the fire. Allegedly, King's jailhouse assailants were not just random inmates. They were said to have ties to rival gangs. Individuals who resented his social media flaunting and the perception that he could waltz through life untouched. Rumors suggest there was even a supposed setup inside the facility, with certain guards allegedly turning a blind eye at critical moments. Whether this is fact or exaggeration, the narrative sold itself. King Harris, born into fame, brought low by the very world that elevated him. And then there's the alleged lifestyle evidence outside of prison. Insider sources claim King Harris' life before incarceration was nothing short of excess gone wild. Luxury cars, high-end jewelry, wild parties, and a trail of lawsuits and missed court appearances painted a picture of someone who thought rules were optional. He was living in a bubble, disconnected from consequences, said another unnamed source close to the situation. And when that bubble burst, it was spectacular viral videos, online debates, and non-stop news coverage, all framing him as the poster child for celebrity recklessness. Public reactions have been equally polarized. Some argue this attack is proof that fame and fortune cannot shield anyone from reality. Others say it's an overblown, exaggerated spectacle designed for viral clicks. Still, the most chilling theory floating online is that this was a calculated message, a warning, not just to King Harris, but to anyone who thinks notoriety and family legacy provide invincibility. The speculation ranges from revenge plots to conspiracies involving rival factions inside the prison system. And while authorities remain tight-lipped, social media detectives and sources close to the story continue to spin the tale into something even more explosive. By the time this scandal fully hit the internet, King Harris had transformed from a social media sensation into a cautionary tale of arrogance and unchecked privilege. But the story doesn't stop at viral clips and tweets. The ripple effects are beginning to hit everywhere, from public perception of T and his family to ongoing debates about celebrity accountability, prison safety, and how one young man's lifestyle choices can spark a digital firestorm. And that brings us where we explore the fallout, the legal implications. The family drama. and the looming questions about whether King Harris can ever recover from this spectacular public humiliation. As the dust settles from the viral footage and public frenzy, the fallout for King Harris is just beginning. It's messier than anyone could have predicted. Legal experts, armchair commentators, and social media sleuths are all weighing in, speculating about the long-term consequences of the jailhouse attack. Could there be further criminal charges stemming from alleged prison altercations? Will there be internal investigations into the facility's security failures? And, of course, what does this mean for King's already fragile reputation? Sources close to the situation hint that lawyers and family advisors are scrambling behind the scenes. But the spectacle is already out of control. The story isn't just about King Harris anymore, it's about a dynasty under pressure, public perception in freefall, and the glaring consequences of a life lived without restraint. King's father now finds himself in the eye of the storm. Known for his street credibility and careful cultivation of a legacy in the music industry, he faces a public reckoning that no amount of fame or money can shield him from. Social media is rife with speculation. Is T a negligent parent? Did his fame inadvertently set the stage for King's downfall? Meanwhile, Pamela Warner, King's mother, reportedly devastated, faces the impossible task of reconciling public outrage with personal anguish. Family advisors whisper about potential emergency meetings and damage control strategies. But as footage continues to circulate, the public's judgment grows louder. Every viral clip, every tweet, and every hashtag fuels the narrative that the Harris family empire is on shaky ground. The wider public reaction has been nothing short of theatrical. Fans debate endlessly online, some claiming King got exactly what he deserved, others pleading for understanding and calling for clemency. Meanwhile, fake insider reports and doctored clips flood forums and social media, intensifying the drama. Pundits speculate about a cascade effect, celebrity protégés watching King's fall as a cautionary tale, potential sponsors reconsidering partnerships, and music collaborators distancing themselves from any perceived scandal. The digital ecosystem thrives on chaos. And King Harris' story has become a case study in how quickly fortune can turn into infamy. And then there's the looming question of whether King Harris can recover. Redemption in this hyperviral age is a tricky business. Will he re-emerge as a humbled figure, ready to reshape his image, or will this prison attack become the defining chapter of his public life? Insiders suggest a possible comeback strategy, but even the most carefully curated plan faces an uphill battle against the viral momentum that has already painted him as reckless, privileged, and vulnerable. As the public continues to dissect every move, the narrative of King Harris transforms from individual misfortune to a cautionary tale about fame, entitlement, and the inevitability of consequences. And so, the story of King Harris' luxury, arrogance, and viral downfall reaches a turning point. The attack in jail is no longer an isolated incident. It's a symbol of how unchecked behavior, privilege, and public spectacle can collide in a moment that captivates, shocks, and polarizes the world. What happens next remains uncertain, but one thing is guaranteed: everyone is watching, everyone has an opinion, and this scandal is far from over. From the courtroom to social media feeds, from family drama to conspiracy theories, King Harris's journey from social media sensation to viral cautionary tale is unfolding in real time, and the world cannot look away. What do you think? Was King Harris's downfall inevitable? Or is there something darker at play behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments and join the debate before the next shocking twist hits. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss the full story as it unfolds.